When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's hearts, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from the deep inside, and we listen with a loving heart.
Into this home, we bring our hunger for awakening. We bring our compassionate hearts and a will toward justice. Into this home, we bring the courage to walk on after hard losses. Into this home, we bring our joy and gratitude for ordinary blessings. By our gathering, we bless this space. In its shelter, we know ourselves to be blessed.
To me, the joy of coming home is like few other joys that exist. No matter if it's just been a couple of hours that I've been out running some errands, running around town, or if I've been on a really long vacation, one of the real high points of my trip is coming home. Home contains and protects all of the treasure, real or symbolically, and it is in many ways a sacred space. In our church, we create our own special sacred space through the treasure of our shared tradition, the lighting of our chalice. We also create that feeling of coming home, that relaxed feeling of, I'm home. Please join me in the coming home with the words found in your order of service. Evelyn Bertelson, will you come up and light the chalice for us as we join together in those words found in your order of service? We light this chalice for the warmth of love, for the light of truth, and for the energy of action. Thank you, Evelyn, and welcome home.
Home. Home. What a loaded word that evokes so much. For we each have our own experience of what home means. All kinds of things happen in homes and all kinds of memories pop up. Wonderful times of celebration and contentment, and sometimes painful and sorrowful times in our lives as well. But regardless of our associations with the word home, it is a very human thing to want to have a home, to have a home. No different than bees have their hives, birds have their nests, or frogs have their ponds. We need home. We need that place of sanctuary, that place of rest where you kick your shoes off, that sense of safety from the perils of the world, that space we can call our own, that special place where we can be fully ourselves. And yet, the very fact of home is something that many of us simply take for granted. Of course I have a home. I live in a house. I live in an apartment. I live in a room. I have a home. Until you don't. Some here in this room know exactly what that's about. You know what it is not to have a home. Something happens in your life that turns your world upside down, and suddenly your home, your special space, your sanctuary is gone. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe medical bills have piled up, or the place where you were living is now being repurposed by the owners, and now everyone needs to get out next week. Or perhaps it's unsafe to be home because of a violent family member. The reasons abound for folks to end up homeless. And suddenly you do everything you can to cope with your new reality. It may be living out of your car, if you have a car, or couch surfing at your sister's home, or your friend's apartment, or your other friend's house until you wear out your welcome with all of those who you're closest to. It may be checking out a homeless shelter. Sometimes it's living on the streets, or this time of year, camping along the river until the weather gets cold, or ducking into abandoned buildings. Homelessness looks like all those things. Yeah, there's the stereotype of the single adult pushing a shopping cart full of belongings, weary from living on the streets. That describes some of the homeless folks right here in this neighborhood. Quite often, homelessness is more hidden, like the family living out of a van who parked their car in our parking lot for part of the week this week. Yeah, this is not made up, this is real. Part of the week. We were the host, if you will, of a family living out of a van that was their reality. Or it's the family that's hidden because they're couch surfing, staying with friends and family, switching places every few days. And this is the reality for hundreds of families here in Ogden. Now, I'm happy to say that Ogden is a compassionate community that offers some options out there for homeless adults and homeless families. The YCC offers shelter to those escaping domestic violence. The Lantern House, used to be called St. Anne's, but now the Lantern House, offers shelter, food, medical care, and counseling for adults and for families. And now, the interfaith community in Ogden has come together to offer even more help and more options for homeless families through Family Promise. This nationwide program used to be called the Interfaith Hospitality Network, which aptly describes how it works. Local faith communities offer temporary shelter to homeless families, taking turns offering housing and meals with warm, compassionate hospitality, while families receive personalized social work assistance in getting back on their feet and into their own home once again. The vast majority of families who participate in this program get into housing within a few weeks and indeed start a new chapter in their life, turn that corner, and not be homeless any longer. And in the meanwhile, these families experience an outpouring of love, support, and care from the congregations that host them. They get to feel the joy of home, of being welcomed, of being loved, of being nourished, of being safe, about being cared for in a loving way. They discover that they're not alone, but there are folks who are willing to help, not with a hand out, but with a hand up. And so Ogden Family Promise is just now getting started. And the very first sets of families are being hosted right now in some of the neighboring churches here in town. Our congregation, right here, voted a year ago to commit to serve as a host congregation because we have the space to offer. Over the past few months, we've been preparing our home to be ready for guests. We've been cleaning and reorganizing, getting rid of stuff, making curtains, and transforming our downstairs rooms into guest bedrooms and common spaces for families to hang out. I wanted to give a shout out to all who have helped with this transformation so far. In fact, if you have been involved with any of that cleaning, organizing, curtain making, or anything, would you please stand right now? Seriously? We want to thank you. We want to thank you. And also, some folks have been very generous in donating things that we need, like sheets and towels and other supplies. We appreciate that as well. But soon comes the time for us to actually host our first set of families, starting the week of July 1st through the 9th. Now, you might wonder, what does it really mean? What does it mean when we host families? Well, first, let me remind you a bit about how the Family Promise program works. Homeless families stay at a particular church for a week at a time. They sleep here, they eat breakfast and dinner here, and they hang out in the evening here. During the day, they are getting help with resumes, apartment applications, interviews, other help that they need. All done at the Family Promise Day Center, which is located in the old firehouse on North Washington Boulevard near Five Points. School-aged children, now that it's the summer, will be going to a Boys and Girls Club day camp. And little ones are offered child care right there at the day center. So in other words, we provide the warm hospitality, and the Family Promise staff provides the social work and technical assistance that folks need so that they get stable again and they can get into their own home as soon as possible. So what does warm hospitality look like? It's a lot like that best meals story. It's not just about the food. This is not about getting carry-out pizza, dropping it off at the door and leaving. It's about warm company. It's about gratitude for connection. It's about the joy of relationship. It's about a sense of blessing. And so yes, we will offer meals, but more importantly, we'll be offering ourselves. Staying to eat dinner together with these folks. Doing the dishes together afterwards. And yes, we will eat out our china. We will treat our guests like they're honored guests. And we'll expect them to do the dishes with us. And our evening host will be on hand to answer questions, but also to offer to play games, or if it was during the school year, like it will be later in the year, help with homework, or simply listen to these folks with an open heart and an open mind as they tell their story. Or perhaps even offering to bring a guitar and lead a sing-along, or create some fun for 4th of July. They're going to be here on 4th of July. We'll have to find out if they're going to be planning to go and spend time with other folks that day, but gosh and golly, wouldn't it be fun to have a 4th of July party? And so, yes, they're going to stay overnight, and we're going to stay overnight with them. We'll be on hand for emergencies, and we'll offer assistance. But those same folks who stay overnight will also get up a bit early and make some coffee in the morning, just like you would if you had guests staying at your house. And they'll lay out the breakfast and the lunch fixings before the families take off for the day center, or for work, or for the day camp for kids. Hospitality means getting to know each other, for them to get to know us and for us to get to know them. They will be our honored guests. and we'll be treating them accordingly. I'd like to have you just think about when you invite guests into your home, what do you do to make them feel especially welcome and loved? Me? I like to be sure that fresh flowers are in every room. That's just my way. Wouldn't it be lovely if someone volunteered to be sure that there was a nice, simple bouquet in each family promise bedroom? Perhaps you're the kind of person who every time guests come, you make your world-famous lasagna, or maybe your very best funeral potatoes. Well, whatever your special thing is, offer to bring it one night for dinner here. And I have a message for all kids out there today. Think about what you do when other kids come over to your house. You want to hang out and have a good time together. So maybe you like to play Minecraft. If that's the case, bring your tablet and share the fun with the kids that are here. We'll know the ages, by the way, so we can tell you what age group the kids are. Or maybe you like to do a craft project. Show them our art room and create some pictures together. Or get out a board game or puzzle. We've got tons of them down there. Or show them our new little free library that's in the hallway downstairs and invite them to borrow a book or take a book. Or if you're an older kid and you like to read to little kids, pick out a book and read it to them. That's the kind of thing that's so great about Family Promise. There's a role for all of us, of all ages, as we get to practice our hospitality skills. We all get to share the joy of home with people we've never met and make some new friends in the process. And, bonus, 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 we have an additional hospitality opportunity as we host Family Promise here. Because we're not doing it alone. We're doing it with two other faith communities who didn't have the space in their church, but they want to partner with us. They're going to be providing some of the meals and some of the evening hosting and overnight hosting. Our partners are the Congregational United Church of Christ and the Community of Christ, formerly known as the Reorganized Latter-day Saints. They will also be guests in our home as they work alongside us, as we all together are offering warm hospitality for these homeless families. So this is a wonderful interfaith opportunity to get to know folks from another church as you work together in loving service for the benefit of neighbors who need a bit of help. Now, after the service today, you're going to have a chance to hear all kinds of details about the Family Promise volunteer opportunities, the specifics, about during our hosting week, and also some jobs that still need doing as we prepare for our guests to arrive. We're almost ready, but we need a few more things done. Our Family Promise coordinator, Nicole Bertholini, and also our volunteer coordinator, Robin Reed, will explain all the things about the volunteer roles, answer your questions, and get you signed up. They're also going to show, as I mentioned earlier, a tour of our transformed space so that you can not only see all of our great progress and go, yay, us, but also that you can see the little things that need doing and perhaps volunteer for some of those things. And if you'd like to hang around after all of that, I will be glad to offer an opportunity for a brief spiritual preparation, about a half an hour, to reflect about homelessness and what that means to us and what it means to think about homelessness. And so people of all ages are invited to participate in that as well. As we prepare to host these homeless families, it feels like it's right to step back and remind ourselves of why. Why are we doing this? The answer is really pretty simple. Our Unitarian heritage reminds us to honor the inherent worth and dignity of every person, treating our neighbors and interfaith partners with sincere warmth and compassion, and offering true and heartfelt welcome with joy. Our Universalist heritage calls us to do our part to create heaven on earth, to build the world we dream about, to live in love, and to truly be helping one another. This is who we are as a faith. We're called to do this sacred work of welcoming the stranger and creating fresh circles of loving care and joy in our world. We walk our talk by extending this hospitality and by living in love together. Now, way back in 1894, the minister of the Unitarian Church in Evanston, Illinois, wrote a covenant that was adopted by the congregation he served as an expression of their values, their purpose, and their promise to one another and the world at large. The words of Reverend James Villa Blake feel as if they could have been written today, as they well express our values, our purpose, and our promise as we head into our week of hosting Family Promise. Please pull out your gray hardback hymnals and turn to number 473 in the back. We're going to read that together as a unison reading. Number 473 in the back. Love is the spirit of this church,
and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Yes. May it be so for Family Promise Week and for all time to come.